Yes, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV, a Spurs-style emergency meeting, as it's now looking pretty pathetic, isn't it? We're now at the stage where we were told 1st of July, the new financial year starts, and we're now sitting here. On the 8th of July. We were told that we bid for Kudus, and nothing really seems to be happening there. I've never known a club that takes so long to do everything. Lots of reports coming out from all over the world of football tonight. We've got Mikoadze. Apparently Sunderland are going to bid for him. If that happens, somebody shoot the Spurs scouts. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Fire them, get rid of them, bring someone else in. If a club like Sunderland managed to get Talbi and Mikoadze from Lyon and Bruges, respectively, what the F are we doing? What on earth are our scouts doing that they've gone out there and found Tell more expensive than both of those two? Something's got to give. So there's a lot going on tonight, lots of talks. Some people are saying it's true. Other people are denying it, saying that Spurs are in talks with ESTEVE of Burnley. It's been refuted, but lots of people are reporting it. Tyler Dibling's name is coming out again today. It's all very, very, very underwhelming. Players from Southampton, players from Burnley. It's all tremendously underwhelming. What shouldn't be underwhelming is you lot smashing the like button. There's already 250 of you in here. Please smash that like button. Let's start as we mean to go on. As Chelsea have won 2-0 today, and João Pedro with a brace for Chelsea. João Pedro grabbing a brace on his first start for Chelsea. And Chelsea are now in the World Club Cup final, and that, I believe, guarantees them a minimum of 90 to 100 million pounds. So Chelsea, we always wonder, where do they get their money? They have their ways of making money, and they are doing so again. That bit of hair's annoying me. There you go, we got rid of that. Guys, girls, I want to come on here and say, oh my God, look who we've signed. And I genuinely can't tell you the last time that I felt that way about a signing. Tell does absolutely sweet FA for me. Dan, so it's okay. He's a decent centre-half, but we know that he's going to play backup. Who else did we bring in? Takai. Again, another one we'll wait and see in the future. Links with people like Tyler Dibling. It's just so underwhelming at Tottenham Hotspur right now. Yeah, listen, I think he's a good player, João Pedro. I think that everyone said, oh, I wouldn't have wanted him. He's not better than what Spurs have got. I'm bloody telling you he is. Where to start? Yeah, but by the way, everyone, Stanley is okay. Stanley needed a stitch in his paw. I mean, it's like me or you needing I don't know, just a stitching off thumb. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. And I didn't end up at Bromley because of this. And I'm quite glad, because Spurs have lost 5-2 tonight. And it wasn't a team I thought I'd be seeing if I went at all. So it was a very, very young team. I tell you what, 4 subs for 19k. I wish I needed 4 subs for 19k. I don't need 4 subs for 19k. For some reason, we just had 4 people unsubscribed as the show started. So we're now back to needing 23 subscribers for 19k. One day we'll get there. One day we will get there. So big up to each and every one of you. Look, the window hasn't shut. Yes, we've signed a player today, but it's just also Spursy, isn't it? Bear with me. Stay hydrated. It's also Spursy. It's also Spursy. The players that we're being linked with. It's just very underwhelming. It seems like, I mean, listen, I would love to think we're going to get the Kudus deal. I would love to think we're going to get the Kudus deal done, but there's just this bit of me, isn't there? I think there's probably the bit in all of you where we sit there and go, what on earth is happening? What we're going to do tonight, we'll have a look. We'll see what's going on with the likes of Ben Jacobs and Romano and Ornstein and Ali Gold and all of these people. We'll find out what is happening in those worlds. But the worrying thing for me is that, again, it's could we have moved quickly? Could we have made this the window where we moved quickly? And unfortunately, it's not. It's the complete opposite, isn't it? We are moving as slow as ever. A good evening to Simon Cooklin. I hope you are well. Good morning to Leah Hurst. Hope you are well as well. Good evening to Mike Zappa. The emergency is that nothing is happening. This is the emergency. It's just we need something, don't we? Don't we deserve something? Good evening to Kat Funt. I hope you're well. Like, when is this going to come? When are we going to get some good news as Spurs fans? And I know that people are going, oh, don't be ungrateful. You've just signed a centre-back tonight. And it's kind of like, yeah. But is that really what this club... I tell you what is happening tonight. What is happening? How on earth have we just lost 8 subscribers? We've lost since we started the show. I was hoping this would be the show that gets me over the 19K, and it's going that way. Thanks, you lot. Always appreciated. We'll have a look at all of the news tonight. We'll have a look at what's been said about ESTEVE. We'll have a look at what's been said about Tyler Dibbling. And hopefully in the next few weeks, the coming weeks, we might start to get some deals done. The worrying thing for me is tonight's friendly. Yeah, I know it was Bromley and hang on, what's going on there? Why is my... There we go. That's much better. Tonight's friendly, Bromley, I get it, a younger team. The players have just gone back. But do we really want to be going into our friendlies? Do we really want to be going into our tour without 2 to 3 players coming into this squad ready for the new season? Do we really want to be that club? Or do we want to be a club that actually acts seriously? Big up to my man, Luke. I hope you're well. Hope you're well, my man. Always good to see you in the chat. Bromley beat our under-21s. Yes, 5-2 was the score. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. Just go and get Barella and Chanoglu. By the way, as well, Danso is solid, but it's there's a difference between signing solid players that we know are going to be the rotation players versus going out and buying players to make us better immediately. It's a huge difference, guys. There is a huge... Oh, James, I've tried. I've tried, and I've said to other people, stop being negative and blah, 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 and it's going to happen. But so far, Daniel Levy is proving absolutely everyone right, isn't he, that has said nothing will change. This guy's going to do what he's going to do. Andy Lester, big up to you, my man. Said, how long have I been saying about Pedro? Yeah, listen, absolutely. Leah Hurst, why can't we sign Bal Bowen? Yeah, sure. I mean, we can't even get Kudus over the line. People want us to go out there and get people want us to go and get Jared Bowen. It's madness. It's a madness. I didn't go, for anyone who's just joined, I didn't go in the end because of Stanley. And I'm glad I didn't in the end. I mean, it looked like it was a very weak team that was put out. They got beaten 5-2. I'll be honest, I'm glad that I didn't. And I'm glad that I'm here with you guys instead. James Flower said, I have a feeling that West Ham will pull the plug. Everything I've read is they are pissed off with Levy. Yeah, absolutely. And come on, you guys. There's over 450 of you in here. Where's the subscribers? We've lost 8 subscribers since I started this show, which is criminal. I don't know what's going on there. Big up, smash the button. So please do that. Who's joining me? A few people have got the link. We'll see. It's quite late for some people, but hey, we'll see. We'll see who joins me. There's always tomorrow. And we've got a lot to talk about anyway. Let's see what happens. I still think Kudus will end up at Chelsea. Terry, I've got this little feeling. Just like you, it's what we tend to do, isn't it? We wait and we wait and we wait. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Craig Martin said you're not having him as a Burnley fan. Listen, I've seen ESTEVE play, and I actually think he's a good centre half. But again, it's another one that I know why we would be buying him if we did. He's left-footed. It would mean that he would be the backup rotation player, whatever you want to call it, understudy, sub, whatever you want to call it. He would be that to Mickey van der Ven. And we've already bought Danso, who's that to Romero. We bought Tell, who looks like he's that to Son. And we bought Takai, who we don't even know what it is. Are we ever going to buy a first-team player? Are we going to make this first 11 just that little bit stronger than last year? And yes, Thomas Frank is going to coach. Yes, he is going to coach well. But is he a miracle worker? No, he's not. No, he's not. Big up to Joe Beasley. Sorry, Joe Beasley said, hello, Savva. I hope you're good. Hope you're good as well. Lucas had taken away the fact that we lost after being 2-0 after 50 minutes. Did anyone stand out? I didn't watch it, Luke. I didn't watch it. But I couldn't go in the end. So I didn't watch it. Big up to Luke. Really appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much. Very, very generous. We're now back to being, so close. We're now back to being 24 subscribers away from 19K. We just can't quite get there. Enrique has said, good morning, Savva. Good morning, Enrique. I hope you're well, my friend. Sadly, this is who we are. We are not an eager club. Where's the ambition? So sad, my friend. Levy is still saying he doesn't change. Thank you for all the content you do. No, thank you for following. Thank you for watching all the content I put together. Big up, Nige. Let me know if you're about. If you want to come on, feel free. He says, big up, Savva chat. Where are the needle movers? I'd love 3 or 4 players that drop straight into the team. Nige, I'm not even being as greedy as you. I want at least 2. Let me do that way around. Makes sense. I just want at least 2 that drop into that first team. 3 would be much better. 4 would be amazing. 2. If we can't, in a summer, go and get 2 players that drop straight into that first team that are upgrades on these already first team players, then what are we doing? And what was the point of qualifying for the Champions League? What are we doing? That is the question we are going to ask ourselves. Gus Parker has said 25 years on, it's not going to suddenly change. This is no longer a football club. Listen, I feel like I tried to enter this window with some renewed optimism. I've tried to enter this window with some renewed optimism, and I'm struggling to maintain it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Thomas Frank is here. I've got my issue is not the manager at all. I think the manager will do really well, but he's not a miracle worker. He will coach. He will upskill us. He will take us up that table. But can he just suddenly make everyone brilliant? I just don't think it works like that. Crazy times. If we're being honest, Chelsea can't sign Kudus until they sell someone. That's not true in any way, shape, or form. I don't know why people keep saying this. I don't know why Chelsea are not in any trouble with PSR. If anyone's watched any of the PSR programs in the last few days, Chelsea are not in trouble. Chelsea do not need to sell to buy. This is a myth that fans keep telling themselves to make themselves feel better. Jack said he's got a feeling. He's got a bad feeling about Kudus. Just think we'll take too long like usual. I mean, look, we heard on Saturday night a bid had gone in a few days before. So either like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whenever it went in. And that Spurs will go back in with another bid. We're now at Wednesday, essentially. We're an hour and a half away from Wednesday. Most other clubs by now would have gone in and, okay, right, what's the bid? Okay, right, the bid was rejected at 50 plus this. Right, where's the second bid? 55 plus this. We're just so slow. I'm not saying we can't get it done, but it's just so slow. It really is. And I tell you what, listen, I've tried to, I don't want to say defend Daniel Levy, but I've tried to almost give him the benefit of the doubt. Fair enough, Daniel. You've gone and done things differently. You've got rid of the manager against a lot of people's will. Fair play. You sacked loads of staff. Fair play. You bought loads of staff. Fair play. Right. Let's do something different in the market. But unfortunately, the market is where we seem to be doing the same thing. No, I'm not looking at every second. It just, I just, sometimes they drop and then they come back, and I just wondered what was going on there. That's all. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at something that Florian Plettenberg said. Let's have a look at Pletigo as he goes by. Here we go. Let's have a look. Actually, let me refresh that, make sure I've got him up to date. Florian Plettenberg, here we go. What's Florian Plettenberg saying? Florian Plettenberg is saying this. Here we go. So you can see that. Let me get rid of the comments at the side. Okay. So hang on. Shall I make that a tiny bit bigger? No, that'd be too big, won't it? Galatasaray ready to pay the €75 million release clause for Victor Osimhen to Napoli. It is set to be finalised this week. The payment structure is now being clarified. This is the final hurdle. So are you ready for Leroy Sané and Osimhen in the same team? Oh, to have that ambition. And Paul, Galatasaray, again, have convinced him to come in. Yada, yada, yada. And we know Çalhanoğlu's in talks with them as well. Another one there. This is an interesting one. So here we go. So this one does concern Tottenham. Florian Plettenberg said this. So far, Southampton have not received any concrete offers for Tyler Dibbling, but there have been many inquiries. Understand that Man United, Tottenham, Forest and West Ham are keen on him. Southampton's price valuation is set at 55 million to 65 million. Tim Steigton on Sky, obviously the ex-West Ham director of football, said he's an outstanding player with that street football mentality, that special dynamism. He's a player who can suddenly stop, turn and accelerate again. His first touch is exceptional. He has immense potential. I believe he will end up being too expensive for a German club, which is why I think he will move within England. Now, this is an interesting one, right, guys, because this is an interesting one. Look, let me get rid of that for 1 second. I've got nothing against the young lad, and I hope he has a great career. But surely, who sent me this? Oh, okay. So Chelsea have now earned almost $110 million, so £80 million via the World Club Cup. They will receive a further £30 million if they win the trophy. Wow. Utterly ridiculous. Thanks for sending that through to me. Utterly ridiculous. They're going to make 110 million for winning 4 or 5 games of football. Madness. Listen, let's talk Tyler Dibbling, people. Tyler Dibbling. Tyler Dibbling. Now, I've got nothing against the kid. I hope he goes on to have a great game, a great career. But if that's the young player you want, go and get that young player. Don't buy Tell. I'll be so disappointed if Tottenham in the same window sign 2 19-year-old wide men in Dibbling and Tell when you've already got Yang, you've already got Moore, and you've already got Odegaard. I will be so disappointed. Let me know in the chat, how do you feel about Tyler Dibbling, the possible links? Our name has been heavily linked with this guy, hasn't it? Now for 6 months to a year, it's been heavily linked with this guy. And you just, I don't know. I've got that bit in the back of my head, that bit there that says we won't end up getting. So what's going on there? What's going on there? There we go. I'm saying we won't end up getting Kudus, and it will start to be Spurs have made Dibbling their top priority. And then what will happen is half the fan base will praise it. And we'll go, oh, give him 2 or 3 years. Don't judge him. He's young. Then when Spurs don't do well, it will be, but Daniel Levy didn't back him. And Listen, it's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. That's what I can see happening. I hope I'm very, very wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, guys. I really hope Spurs do get the kudu still done and then move on to a number 6 or a central midfielder. But we'll see. Let me know. I'll catch up on the chat in a minute. Let me know what you're thinking about Tyler Dibbling. Would you want him? What would you want to pay? Does he walk into our team? Is it Spursy? Doesn't it show that nothing has changed if that happens? Big up to my man Carl, who has said, Savva, if we can get a number 6 and a decent, consistent wide player, then with Frank and the squad, I think we will. I've got no doubt we'll have a much better season. But it will just go to show that we've got no ambition if we don't get. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a number 6. I think Frank plays with the 2/8s. But yes, a defensive-minded central midfielder. I cannot tell you this information. Not allowed to say anything. Big up to Definitely Maine and my man. So big up to Savva. Just tuning in with my dinner. It's 10:30. I haven't actually eaten, by the way. I haven't actually eaten, but yeah, it is 10:30. Said, big up Savva, tuning in with my dinner. Do you think we're working on any deals behind the scenes with Lang? He seems good, keeping things hush. Quite possibly. But in this day and age, how many good deals are kept quiet? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. When they're quick deals that you go, oh, Spurs are signed to Kai. Cool. Odeberg. How many big deals are kept quiet? You know, how many, look, listen, like Kudus, we're working on a big deal. They're not normally kept quiet. How many times does it just rock up out of nowhere and we all go, so-and-so has signed so-and-so for 70 million. You normally tend to know about it, don't you? So let's see what happens. I hope they are, my man. I really hope they are. I really do. Andy has said, Savva, Matt has turned you. This afternoon gave me a headache. You started out so calm with him, and I don't know how you stayed so calm. Yeah, listen, everyone knows I've got okay, and then done. I get done of the silliness very quickly. So unfortunately, that's my something that I need to work on. Teddy Klinsman says, Savva, if you get Butler, Danny, and Lubon tonight, you are a transfer messiah. I mean, well, Sean has got the link. Lubo is in Portugal on holiday. So it's not always that simple to just go and pluck people out. Matthew has said, how can you talk about Tottenham? We are so boring. Well done, Savva. Your job must be hell at the moment. It is what it is. I feel like we're so used to this. I feel like we go through the same summer every summer, don't we? And we always want the next one to be better. And it just doesn't seem to materialize. And I'm not just talking about getting one Kudus done. I'm talking about getting Kudus, getting a good midfielder, getting a good forward, you know. We'll see. Where's Stewie? Stewie is downstairs with his mummy. Probably, well, I know he's fast asleep. He's a pug. He sleeps all day. Chelsea are doing their own thing. They are doing their own thing. They are. Dibbling equals Gray for 2025. I'll be massively under impressed if we go and get Dibbling. And what will happen is, I've told you, people will lose their minds. People will lose their minds. And unfortunately, what will happen is if he comes good in 2-3 years, we'll go, oh, there you go, you were all wrong. But it's about now. It's about the now. When are Tottenham going to live in the moment? I don't want Tell at 19. I don't want Dibbling at 19. Big up to Andy. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Lots of, as I said, lots of reports tonight. Some are saying that some people are saying that it was close. Other people saying that Spurs have refuted it. We'll see. Let's just check in and see what my man Fabrizio Romano, see if he's saying anything about Tottenham tonight. Because at some point, it's gotta come out, right? At some point. Where are we? Where are we? Romano has said that reports of Rodrigo and Al Nazar are wide of the mark, same as Gabriel Martinelli. So keep an eye on that one. There we go. Chelsea have now earned a fee close to £80 million thanks to their FIFA Club World Cup performances, qualifying for the final. Excellent job by Maresca with UEFA Champions League return, Conference League trophy, and also perfect Club World Cup so far. Let's move away from that. Borja Sands is going to Porto from Norwich. Good little player, Borja Sands. Be interesting to see if he can step up to that level from the Championship. Big up to him. Alvaro Morata will be a new Como player from Milan as soon as Victor Osimhen rejoins Galatasaray. So there you go. So Alvaro Morata is leaving Galatasaray and is joining Como in Italy. More news about an improved bid for Osimhen from Galatasaray. Como have open talks with Valentin Rongier, the new midfielder from Marseille. The other option remains Maximo Perrone from Man City. Let's see if there's anything about Spurs. I'm trying to find you something. Leandro Paredes has gone to Boca Juniors. Here we go. He's gone from AS Roma. Fixed fee, slightly under €3.5 million release clause. Crazy for a player that quality. Genoa are closing in on a deal to sign Valentin Carboni from Inter on loan. It's all happening today, isn't it? AS Roma are working on a deal for Lens midfielder Neil Anui. Evan Ferguson is one of the options under consideration by Roma. There you go. There's an interesting one. So Roma are looking at Evan Ferguson, who 2 years ago people were talking about £100 million. And this is a perfect example, guys. This is a perfect example for me, Evan Ferguson, of why every young player needs to stop having smoke blown up their arse, right? That's why so many kids, they have blokes smoke blown up their arse. Oh my God, this guy, he's going to be 100 million. He's got to be 150 million. And I think we're seeing now that this is a guy that's fallen off a cliff. So we'll see. Let's see what's happened here. Rafael Obrador to Benfica. Interesting. He's going to Benfica from, from where's he going? Real Madrid. Como are interested in signing Davinson Sanchez. There you go. An ex-Spurs player in the news. Como. So not only are they looking at Alvaro Morata, they're looking at Davinson Sanchez. Where are we? Here you go. So let's bring this up. So there you go. You can see Romano has said Maxime ESTEVE attracting interest from several clubs this summer, but no approach talks with Tottenham so far. Spurs are currently focused on different targets. It's like, focused where? Where are they? Come on, where are these signings? We're focusing on everything but signing nothing. So that is what I was looking for. Let me just double check there was nothing before that. Inter Miami plan to continue with Leo Messi. And advancing talks with Rodrigo de Paul. So Rodrigo de Paul of Atletico Madrid possibly going to Inter Miami. So that should bring you bang up to date with most of the transfer news. There are players everywhere, aren't there? There are good footballers. Where are we? Tells us that it's a no-brainer. Dibbling at 60 million is a no-brainer. I think there's a lot of brain that needs to go into that. Andy has said more expensive than Tell and around the same talent. Teller's more experience. Doesn't make sense for me at all. If we spend 100 million this window on Dibbling and Tell, we should all pack up and go home. Listen, again, as I said, surely let him do something first. Let him do something. Same with Tell. Let these people achieve something. Do something before you spend this big money on them. It's just mad. Guinness Guru said reportedly looking at Ademola Lookman from Atalanta instead of Mbuemo. Now I like this lad. 31 games, 15 goals and 5 assists. Is this for Man United are you talking about or Spurs? Savva, I can't be certain, but I don't hate the club taking its time this year as it's a crucial year for us. Sure. Yeah, I know. I hear this every year. I hear this every year. Alpesh, I said dibbling plus tell equals no first team straight into the squad signing. It's mad. It's madness for me. Let me see some more of your comments about dibbling and the likes. There's a Spurs ITK that claims we've made 2 bids for Wharton. I can't see it. Fair play. If Spurs pull off a deal for Wharton, I'll be absolutely amazed. Let me do some super chats. First and foremost, thank you very much to those who are subscribed. We're now only 20 subscribers away from 19,000, and one day we will get there. The link is in the chat. Let me get to some super chats. Big up to Andy Lester, who said, big up to Savva, patience of a saint for your earlier show. Well, my patience absolutely ran out. My patience absolutely ran out earlier, didn't I? And I snapped. So it is what it is. But thank you, Andy. I really appreciate that, my man. Thank you. You're always very generous, too generous to me. And the members only show is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Big up to Guinness Guru, who said Ademola Lookman from Atalanta rumours. I would take Ademola Lookman all day long. I mean, look at the difference between Tell and Ademola Lookman. Look at the difference. Superior player. Absolutely, I would take that, my man. Let's hope that this is a good rumour. And Floral Frog has said, are we out Friday? Oh, dearie me. I know who this is, by the way. This is one of my friends. It's Tuesday. It's too early to ask me about Friday night. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you for that. But Floral Frog, no, it is not a florist. It's a very big technology company worth millions, I'm led to believe. Big up to you. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you very much for that. Where are we? Machina Joe said Ben was secretly next to Matt telling him what to say. It just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. But hey, it is what it is. Is Archie Gray on holiday with his grandpa Lubo? I don't think they're on holiday together. I don't think that. I'm guessing that Gray is on holiday after the being away with the England under-21s. Listen, this is the worry. This is the worry. He is an actual option. It's just whether or not we pursue it, right? And as I was trying to explain to my man Matt earlier, there's a difference between being interested and bidding. At the moment, we're interested. The moment we bid, I'll be really annoyed. 55 to 65 million pounds. It is madness. George said the Juventus players that were linked died a death quickly. Oh, it did indeed, didn't it? Did indeed. Let me have a look. I want to have a look and see if Matt Law has said anything. So bear with me 1 second. Let me just bring up some Matt Law stuff. Some Matt Law, though, the problem is people like Matt Law, they just tweet way too much. Nope. Bournemouth have approached 6 hours ago. Bournemouth have approached Chelsea over goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic. Deal not yet agreed. But Chelsea will demand 25 million. Sunderland, Strasbourg, and others have shown interest. Chelsea are just making money, aren't they? This window, they're just making money everywhere. No, can't see anything from him. Want to see if I see anything from Sasha Tavolieri. He's a really good guy that gets quite a lot of stuff right. Sasha Tavolieri has said, what did he see? He said something earlier, didn't he? That I just was like, I can't believe this is going to happen. Not that one. Not that one. Was it this one? No. This baffles me, guys and girls. This will upset. This will upset me. 100%. This is going to upset me. And it should upset you guys. Right? Let me show you. It should upset you guys. Sunderland FC. Now Sasha Tavolieri gets a lot of stuff right. Said Sunderland have truly interest in Georgios Mikowadze. The player's profile highly appreciated, and Leon's financial situation could help facilitate an agreement between the clubs. That said, Sunderland are not alone. Roma are also interested in the Georgian. Why? Why are we going for people like Dibbling and Tell when this guy is available for cheap? What are we doing? Like, oh my gosh, I just don't get it. I don't think I'll ever understand us. Would you guys, let me know in the chat right now, would you guys take Georgi Mikowadze? Would we take him? Good goal scorer, can play off the left, play through the middle. I'd love that. Him on the left, Kudus on the right. I'm happy with that. Madison in the hole. Madness. No idea what's happening with Paratici. No idea what's happening with Paratici. Let me catch up on the chat. By the way, rumors today as well about Paratici being in talks with where are we? Paratici being in talks with Juventus to get why am I completely gone off trail? Vlahovic at 13 million. I just don't know anymore. Wayne saying, are we not buying because we don't have cash? I just don't know. Josh said, how come Pep Guardiola wants Archie Gray at Man City this summer? Said who? Who said Pep Guardiola wants Archie Gray at Man City? Could you show me hang on, let's have a look. Let me type in Pep Guardiola, Archie Gray. News. Pep Guardiola. I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Show me. How come Pep Guardiola wants Archie Gray at Man City this summer? Said who? Before we make statements, signings like that, let's have a look. Josh has said Pep and Man City are big admirers of Archie Gray. Okay. Personally spoke to the players before he moved to Spurs. He was flagged up again by club analytics, homegrown, but remains to be seen if Spurs would do business. Said who? Where is this? Who has said such a thing? They can have him. They can absolutely have him. But who has said this? I can't see it anywhere. We'll see. We'll see. Phil P, my man, is Levy a gooner. Listen, Levy can redeem everything and make everything better by signing some proper players. I don't think Dibbling is 60 million, and no, Kudus isn't 85 either. The prices for these players are just going mad, aren't they? It's madness. DePaul, what a bad move for him. Too bad he's a simp for Messi. Could have had way better opportunities. He's so good. Shame. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Josh, please don't put the same thing in. You said it a few times. Don't need to keep putting it in. Also, Clips has said, Savva, if the Mbuemo deal falls through, do you think we can go back in for him? We haven't bid for him. We've not been in for him. So when we say, could we go back in for him? We've not been in for him. I don't know. I don't know. There's all the reports were saying, weren't they, that he only wants Man United or nobody. I mean, how do we know if any of it is true at all? I just don't know. Right, Josh, one more time, you're going to get blocked. One more time, you're going to get blocked. I hate people putting the same thing in. So please stop putting it in. Andrew, big up to you out there in Lee Green. Said Lookman is worth every penny. Listen, Lookman is now a senior pro footballer who's been there, seen it and done it. For me, it makes sense. Big up to Harvey. Says, Savva, you are the best content creator. Oh, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of very good content creators. But thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate the sentiment. And big up to Connor Ryan, who has started a super sticker train. Any other takers? Big up to you, Connor. That's very generous indeed, my man. Very generous donation to the channel. And it's always appreciated because, as you know, this is my business. So thank you very much indeed. Really, really appreciate that. That is very kind of Connor indeed. Big up one more time. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Where are we? Let me catch up a little bit. Yeah, he had a very good Euros. Kieran saying he was good at the Euros, but not the best. I mean, what do you mean? What do we mean? Not the best? Not the best? What? Listen, whenever I've seen him play, I think he looks a very good player. 24 years of age as well. Powerful, scores goals. I don't know what's not to like about him. He's just got 17 in 47 for Lyon. Can play off the left. Can play through the middle. I like him in his career. He's got 1 in 2. He's got 100 goals in 200 games. He's got 20 international goals in 37 games. He scored against countries like Romania and Norway and Turkey and Portugal, the Czech Republic, Ukraine. I'm not sure what is not to like, if we're honest, Kieran. I think it makes sense. Big up to my man, Phil P. Said, seriously, we need this player. Seriously talented. Sign him up now. If you're talking about Mikoadze, surely a club like Sunderland can't be buying better wingers than Tottenham Hotspur. Surely. If we end up with Tell and Sunderland end up with Talby from Bruges and Mikoadze from Lyon, something has gone very wrong. Very, 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 very wrong. Just like with you lot, 600 in here, 200 likes. Very wrong. Smash that button. Yeah, again, no, not to football fans saying he's good, Savva. He's underrated. I agree. Raider said he's far too good for Sunderland. I'd love him at Spurs. Nate the Ape, yeah, listen, I agree with all of you. I think he'd be a great buy. Yeah, a lot of people saying it. Scott M agrees with you, you know you're right. Big up Scott out there in Canada. Hope you're well. No, we need a 6. I've seen goals. I don't want them in our net. No, thank you. No, we need a 6. I don't. No, we need a 6. Yeah, but sure. But the difference is Frank doesn't play with an out-and-out 6. So it'll be more of a centre mid that does the role of a 6. So just be aware of that. Some teams play an out-and-out 6. Some teams do not. Philip said, I don't want to rock the boat, but I genuinely rate. It's not about not rating him. It's about another 19-year-old that's done nothing in football. That's my point. I just think it's a no-brainer. I just think it's a no-brainer. Hit the bar. I don't know. It just seems like it's right up Levy's street as well. Lyon are in financial trouble. Surely, if he'd go to Sunderland, he's going to come to Tottenham Hotspur. They've just been promoted. But for them to get Talby, see, Talby is a young winger that I would like instead of a Tell. Right? Mikoadze is the winger I would like instead of Dibbling, for example. But hey, it is what it is. Big up Marios. Big up, mate. I'm going off. I'm going military tomorrow morning. See you, mate. Yes, or in Cyprus. Yeah, you guys at a young age have to do your military service, don't you? So big up to you, Marios. Yeah, a lot of the people I worked with in Greece and Cyprus all were telling me about their time in the military service between 18 and 20 is it? I believe it is, or 18 and 21, something like that. Big up to you, Marius. Good luck. And John Kelleher said, go to bed, Savva, please. The show is flagging. Oh, John. Hang on, everybody. Let's have a look. To-do. It's a troll. We've got a troll. What an absolute dumb, moronic thing to say, but welcome. Listen, it does take all sorts. We do need all the dickheads in the world to watch the shows as well, because the dickheads in the world like that do make me money. So big up to you. Thank you very much for paying me, John. I really appreciate you. Good evening to Jess over at JSY Talks Football. Absolutely go and subscribe to Jess. Absolutely not to Jamie Vardy on a free. Not having it at all. Phil Coy said, isn't Vlahovic a similar sort of profile to Solanke? Yeah, listen, I'd just rather Vlahovic over Solanke in any way, shape or form. But agreed, I do think we need a quick striker like a Calamundo. We'll see. We'll see. Bader has said, no, West Ham need to find 40 million by next week or refinance their bank loan. The Hammers borrowed 40 million from Barclays Bank last summer. There we go. Well, we all know what Daniel Levy's waiting for. Let's have a look. Liao has a 65 million release clause. Yeah, Liao's an interesting one, isn't he? He's an interesting player. Big up to my man Danny in the chat. I've seen you. I've seen you. I see you. Big up to Daniel Fields, who's just put in a super sticker. Thank you very much. Very, very generous of you. Thank you very much. If Daniel Field can hit the super sticker, you lot can hit the likes. And if that wasn't big enough, thank you, Daniel. You're always very generous to me. If that wasn't good enough, Connor is back. Connor Ryan. Thank you, Connor. Have I seen you in here before? Connor, big up to you. Very, very generous. Who has already put in a $9.99 super sticker and now has gone with a £20 super sticker. That is very generous indeed. Connor, who are you? Do I know you? Am I being dumb? Thank you very much. That is very, very generous. I'm going to bring that back up again at the end of the show. Thank you very much. That is very, very generous indeed. Acid Twin has said, Savva, would you be shocked if we didn't sign any key players this window? Just a few rubbish last-minute panic buys at most. I honestly think if we don't get the Kudus deal over the line, we could be in for that, Acid Twin. I genuinely think we could be in line for that if we don't. Look, I don't know, my man. Look, we're so starved, aren't we? We're so starved. Most clubs, they get to a transfer window. Oh, let's stop that. That's now charged. Most clubs get to a transfer window. They're just doing bits, and it's done this, we do this. And Spurs is just, when did we first hear about Kudus? 2 weeks ago? It's like, okay, cool. I'm not expecting the deal to be wrapped up, but surely by now we should be talking about getting close to a fee. Surely by now we should be talking about possible medicals, you know, but it's just not how we act. Let's have a look. A big up. Look at this generous crew of people. George with a super sticker. Thank you very much, George. Always very, very generous indeed. Thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate that. So madness, thank you very much. Really, really do appreciate that, George. Thank you. Rick Kane as well. Big up to you, my man. Russell Coit with a super sticker from Australia. Big up to you. Down under there. Very generous. All these very generous individuals. Thank you very much for that. Big up to Andy Lester. So wish Levy would go big with his go as big with his can as Connor. Yeah, listen, unfortunately, if Levy was as generous as you lot, Spurs would have a much better football team. But we know how we are. We know how we operate. And such is life. Big up to you, Andy. Really appreciate you, my man. Craig Scott, who has the General Tracks. Big up to Craig Scott, the General Tracks. I like that. Has just put in a super sticker as well. Thank you very much. You lot are being very generous tonight. You lot have been tremendously generous tonight. Thank you very much. General Tracks, Craig Scott. Big up to Destiny 5, who's been a member now for 6 months. Big up to you. So, Savva, would you rather have Kudus or Mitoma? I would take both. They play on different wings. I would have Mitoma on my left. I would have Kudus on the right. And I would have Maddison in the 10. And I think that would be a superb free behind a striker that should be looking at the top 5, just in my opinion. I like both. I don't think it should be an either or. I suppose it depends. Does Thomas Frank want Matoma? What happens with a Matoma when you've already bought a Matisse Tell? All of these things. And Son is still at the club and all of these different scenarios. So we'll see, my man. We'll see. Connor, I mean, Jesus, very generous, my man. Connor, out of nowhere, just whacking in money like it's going out of fashion. Connor has gone from 9 to 20 to 20. Connor has just put in £50 in the space of 10 minutes. That is very, very generous of you indeed, Connor. Thank you very much. Connor, talk to me. Do I know you? Do you go by a different name? I don't feel like I've seen you in my chat before. If I have, I do apologize. That is very generous. And as I said, I will leave that up and come back to it later on. So thank you very, very much, Connor, for that. I feel humbled, to be honest. Very, very humble indeed. You lot are being mightily generous. Thank you very much, Connor. Again, big up to you, Connor. Thank you. Thank you. And another very generous person, Philip Randall. Philip and Connor being very generous. What did I do right? Why are you lot being so nice to me tonight? And we're now only 15 subscribers, Philip. We're 15 subscribers away now from 19,000. This could be a very good night indeed. Big up to you, Philip. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate Connor. Really appreciate everyone else who's just put in those super stickers. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you very much. Lots of people now running with this narrative that West Ham need to find 40 million by next week. No nonsense football fan has said George is Mikotadze. Mikotadze is good. Yeah, I like him. Really good player. Another really good player is Koku at Benfica, who I saw our name linked with earlier on. Another very, very good footballer. There are good footballers everywhere, people. There are good footballers everywhere. Don't let people tell you there aren't. There are good footballers everywhere. Lubo Villa. Big up to you, Joe. Thank you very much for that comment. Smash the likes, as Jess said. I'll try and get to as many of your comments as possible. You know I do try my best. Let's have a look who's messaged me here. I'm missing it. Sorry, just seen something very, very funny. So big up to each and every one of you. You're all very, very generous. Big up to Andy Lester, who said, I can't match Connor, but new job next week. Listen, big up to you, my man. You're all very, very generous tonight. It's very generous indeed. Hang on. I'm going to send the link to, hang on, let's have a look. I didn't know he was allowed up this late, but it looks like he's coming in to join us. So we'll see in a second. Big up to you, Andy. Very, very generous. You guys are very generous indeed. I don't deserve such good viewers as you guys. I tell you what, they're acting like a bigger club in the market, aren't they? They're acting like a bigger club. They really are acting like a bigger club, aren't they? Tariqa said, Savva, are you worried about not selling anyone? I'm always worried about Spurs not selling anyone. Because we tend to be very bad at selling footballers. You think last year, Højbjerg went, but it was a loan with an obligation. Hill went on loan. Dyer went for, was it 5 million or on a loan or whatever it was. And look at this pose. This is sexy. Are you wearing trousers?
No, I've got pants on. Well, boxers.
Good. That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
That's what pay for that, mate.
Well, listen, I think what we'll do is if we get another £100 worth of super chats, we'll get James to show us his boxers. Mate, it's lots going on without anything going on really. Like we're starting to see a lot of reports now. We're starting to see that Spurs want Dibbling, Spurs want ESTEVE, Spurs want Vlahovic. Are we just seeing silly season, or do you think are we now at this level where it is going to be the Dibblings and the ESTEVEs from Burnley? Are we going to start buying all the players from smaller clubs again.
Yeah, the only person that I can see genuinely interested in is all centre backs, isn't it? Like they're the only ones, barring Kudos, who I've got a bad feeling of now. I don't think that's going to happen. The only ones that I can really see continuously is centre backs, which would imply to me that Romero's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's well. If we look at this link, though, if we look at the ESTEVE link, and I think we know we like him. We were linked heavily with him in January as well. He's a left-footed centre back. So for me, I feel like it would almost be like he is going to be the, I would say the understudy to Van de Ven, but the amount Van de Ven's injured, he'll probably end up playing more than Van de Ven. But we've already got
how old
9
is he?
centre halves. He's 20. Oh, let's have a look, shall we? Here we go. I'll tell you what, let's bring up his details. ESTEVE of Burnley. ESTEVE Burnley transfer market. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Here we go. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up for you. Here we go. Right. If James wants to see something, we will show him something. Here we go. That sounded very risque, but you knew what I meant. Right, here we go. So we have got Maxime ESTEVE. He is 23 years of age. He is a player for the French under-21s. He's 1.93, which is what, 6'3"?
Mm-hmm.
6'3", something like that.
Give or take, yeah.
Let's scroll down. What do we know about him? Defender centre back. His contract expires in 5 years, and the market value is at 25 million. 20 million pounds. And there you go. You can see on the right hand side, everybody, current rumours, interested club, Tottenham Hotspur. I'm guessing if I typed in Dibbling, I'd see the very same thing. Look, I'm not saying we're going to go for him, but that will be centre half number 10.
I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I've gone are the days of I actually know what's going on, to be honest. I haven't got a clue. Like, I really have no idea. The one guy I thought in Kudos that we was kind of linked with is just, I don't know. I read earlier, I'm not sure who it was from, but apparently now that West Ham are going to be stubborn and ask for all the money up front to price Tottenham out of it and get Chelsea involved.
Yeah, it's madness for me. Like, you know, with some clubs, you look at, like, if you look at Liverpool, for example, everyone knew they wanted a playmaker. Everyone knew they wanted a right back. Everyone knew they wanted a left back. Everyone knows they now want a striker. And they just go and get them. At Spurs, I don't feel like there's any... They might have a plan, but I can never see it. I can never actually go, that mate, yes, yeah. It just feels like 1 minute it's a 20-year-old Japanese centre-back. Next minute it's a French 19-year-old winger for no reason at all. You know, maybe we'll be linked with a Polish right winger next week. You know, it just doesn't feel like there's a plan, James. Doesn't feel like there's a rhyme or reason to anything.
No, and I mean, the reason that I said originally I was leaving out is because I feel like we always get to this crossroads period, and it's either go big and back the team or not.
Yeah,
and I feel like he always chooses the latter option and does the not. After the Champions League final for me was one of those moments you think, right, okay, let's go for it, let's get involved. Nothing, and then even now, even though we've finished 17th, I feel like it's quite a big period in a club for us to actually back the manager. I think he'll do wonders with the squad that we've got, but we're nowhere near ready. Unless we do what we always do and sign 3 players like 2 days before the transfer window ends.
Yeah, it's just... But I never keep saying it. I would have just loved us. I would have just loved us to have gone, right, okay, we need a midfielder and a winger. I'll tell you what, let's get them in early. Let's get the main players in early, and then all of these other young wingers and young centre-halves, we'll get them in afterwards, and then we can all be happy that we're going into the pre-season. But I always use this word optics, James. The optics for me are just that Spurs, that nothing's changing. That's the problem. I'm not saying it won't, so I need everyone to hear that really clear. I'm not saying we won't get a Kudus. or a good centre mid. But so far, you go and tell, okay, Danso, all right, both not really first team starters. Takai, can't see him being a first team starter. We're linked with ESTEVE, can't see him being a first team starter. We're linked with Dibbling, can't see him being a first. You know what I mean? It's just sort of like, it's almost like we're always backing up. They're always backups. There's never first team players coming through the door.
No, I completely agree. And what makes it worse is if we're believing the stuff that we've read, which I presume that we are, because that's all we've seen, is Thomas Frank identified Kudus in one of the meetings before he signed. So if he's identifying people that he actually wants, Tottenham know that, and they're still being stupid about it rather than just backing him and getting him who he wants. It's just another notch on Levy for me.
Mm.
You can't come out and say you want to win the league and the Champions League and all these big plans and then do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, tonight we were linked again with Dusan Vlahovic. I'll see if I can get the link. I can't remember who put it in, but that's as close as I think we've come lately to actually being linked with let's see if I can find it. Linked with a senior pro, so to speak. I'm just going to see if I can find out who it was. It was here. No, it was from a troll account. I genuinely don't know. Like, people keep asking me, James, what do you expect next season, Savva? Where are we going to finish next season, Savva? I genuinely don't know right now. I genuinely have no idea what we're doing, what the ambition is. And it's gone all very quiet after that, the little Tinder loving video between Levy and Vinay. Are they just taking the piss out of us?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually thought as well. I mean, I know you were saying the same thing, but I actually thought you've kind of always hinted, but you've never come out and said, I want to win this and I want to do that and I want to do X, Y, Z. And that for me was a bit like, oh, okay, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago when I was on with you and Brian, I said he has this week, because Thomas Frank's seen his players now. This is the week that he had to sign players and he still hasn't. So I just don't understand it. I just think if Daniel Levy's going to act like this, then he deserves all the hate that he gets, to be honest.
Yeah, I as I said, listen, I've gone into this window more optimistic because of Thomas Frank. So I'll always say this. I know people always go, "Oh, see, Thomas Frank." I have no issue with Thomas Frank. I thought that was the right thing to do from Levy, but he had such a good opportunity and still does to really make it a great summer. Crap manager out, good manager in, good coach, good coaching staff. Yeah, go and buy 3 or 4 really good players, and we all go, hang on, this is the Daniel Levy we know and love. But it's not materialized, and you're right. Now it's going to be harder and harder for people like me and you that I would say we try and sit in the middle with a lot of the Levy stuff. But it is going to get harder and harder, James, for us to sit in the middle, isn't it? With him acting like this.
Absolutely, yeah. I was speaking to Brian, who's probably the most Levy out guy that you'll meet, and I said to him, the last 2 years, all right, he could have pushed the boat out a little bit more, i.e. Daniel Levy, but I think he backed Ange. I can honestly say I think he backed Ange. I think he gave Ange enough players to win the Europa League and finish top 5, top 6. That's what I was expecting with the squad that we had. And now I feel like what he's done is he's just kind of fed all of those Levy out haters and everybody that wants him out to kind of bring that back to the surface again. So for me, yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know if you know, and obviously I know the friendlies start next weekend, but do you know when we actually go on tour?
Let's have a look. So I was actually looking at Spurs friendlies earlier. So Arsenal is the first game on tour, right? Yeah. So we play Luton. Okay, right. So we play Luton on the 26th, which is the Saturday. We then play Arsenal in Asia on the 31st. So sometime between the 26th and the 31st. I'm guessing 27th, 28th. We fly out to.
So if we say 27th, that is what's that?
20 days.
I mean, I suppose there's enough time there, but for me, I would want the players in now doing the training ground stuff, getting to know where everything is. Because let's be honest, I mean, we all know what it's like. Even when you start a new job, it takes you a week to find out what's what, where to go,
Yeah.
where it does take you a week to sort of settling in. So for me, 20 days, they want to be in now, meeting everybody, getting to know the grounds and what's going on, where it's going on. They're probably going to have to look for new properties, homes, settle in that way. There's quite a lot. So I would like them to come in now, ready to then be jetted off for a few weeks, to then come back and start real Premier League lifestyle.
When you
So
when you
go on. Sorry, go on.
no, sorry, mate, go on, no, go on. So I thought you finished.
So for me personally, I just don't think that we're a serious football club. How can you be serious? I mean, United, all right, they got Cunha in and it's kind of gone a bit quiet, but I think and Buemo is pretty much done the moment they want to activate it. So I think there's two kind of there done really. And
I get the
Buemo's coming
feeling
out saying
the moment United, the moment Sancho goes or Rashford, I think the moment one of them goes, it's
done.
boom, there you go. There's the rest of the money from Buemo. And that's what I think
I
he's
agree.
waiting for. But essentially, to put all that before I do a few more super chats. Actually, let me do a quick few super chats. Big up to Daniel Field with another super sticker. Very generous. These lot are being very generous tonight, James. And we're only 14 subscribers away from 19,000. So this could be a double whammy night. Big up to you, Daniel Field. Thank you very much. Dan McGill, big up to you, Dan. He's coming with not one super sticker, but two. So he's just donated £10 towards Football Heritage TV. Big up to you. That is very generous indeed. Really appreciate that, Dan. Thank you very much. There are two there. You're probably looking and thinking that could be the same one. I promise you, there are two from Dan. Thank you very much, Dan. You're a legend. And Connor Ryan comes in with his 55th pound of the night. I kid you not. And says, someone's knocking on the door. Someone's ringing the bell. This is all very cryptic. But big up to you, Connor. Thank you very much. I feel like I know who this is, but I can't quite get my head there, if you know what I mean. So big up to Connor, big up to Dan McGill, and big up to Dan McGill again, and big up to Daniel Field. Thank you very much, guys. Very generous. Those guys have just donated very generously. You lot can smash the like button. We're on 280 likes. James, a lot of people talking about your suggestive pose tonight and saying it's almost very Kate Winslet Titanic-like. Draw me like one of your French girls, Jack. That old thing. Yeah, just thought I'd let you know that. Look, so the upshot of what we were just talking about there is we go away. Let's say we play Luton Town on the 26th, right? Which is what, 18 days away. We've got 18, 19 days if any of these new players are going to join Spurs and actually go on tour, which is going to be the majority of our preseason games. It's going to be Bayern Munich, Newcastle, and Arsenal. Because then the moment we get back, let me double check this. We play Bayern Munich. So we play Arsenal on the 31st, Newcastle on the 3rd of August, Bayern on the 7th of August. And then on the 13th of August, we are playing PSG in, where is that final? It's, oh God, I do know this. Anyway, so we are flying back from Asia and then flying straight out to play in the Super Cup, then flying back to play Burnley at White Hart Lane. The players have got to be in, right? They've got to be in for that tour. Otherwise, we're literally going to be... It's the fans, James, that make the excuses. So, when you bring in a player when the season's already started and we go, oh, he needs time to settle in. No. Get them in the summer so that they don't need to settle in during the season. Isn't that fair?
I'd argue as well. Our actual pre-season tours are more like side shows. They're more one European, then one Asian country, next day another Asian country, next day another Asian country. It's not exactly like they're all right, yeah, we're staying in this country, this sort of area, and we're going to play 4 or 5 games. It's continuously. It's almost just like show, isn't it? It's like, all right, we're going to go here, show our face, go to the next country, show our face. But I mean, I know even if I go on holiday, but if I went to America last year and it took you 2 days to sort of recover coming back, 3 days to recover coming back. So if they're going from one country to one country to one country to one country, and then flying back, and then got to go back out on a Wednesday when they've landed on a Sunday, the new players ain't really getting much time to settle in. They're just off, 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 off. I'd rather them be in before the tour, get to know that, like I said, the surroundings, the coaches, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Big up to my man Chris. Feel free to jump on, Chris, if you want to. You're more than welcome to. Said after the Champions League final, we spent. Yeah, I think this is a misconception. I always hear that Poch wasn't backed after the Champions League final. But I remember people were going mad. People were going mad for Ndombele and for Lo Celso. People were telling me that Jack Clark was the next big young thing. Ryan Sessegnon, what a player! And this is why, James, I don't ever lose my mind over these young players. I've seen, so I'm not the only one. We have seen so many come in that the fans go, oh, but this boy, this Jack Clark. Oh, Jack, have you seen Jack Clark? Oh my God, Jack Clark's amazing. Cool. What happened to Jack Clark? Ryan Sessegnon. Oh my God, this kid's amazing. Oh my, right. What happened to him? And G, Gedson, Fernandez, like constantly everyone praising these kind of young players, when in reality we don't really know how well they're going to do. But hey, it's interesting.
I'm the same. I'm too long in the tooth to kind of be, oh, the next guy's coming through, he's amazing. The Archie Gray hype, I didn't get it. Bergwell hype, I don't get it. I think there's a player in there, but I haven't seen much to go, oh yeah, he's going to be top level. Mikey Moore, I've seen 20 minutes of good football, nothing else. Like, I'm not one of these people that gets carried away, to be honest.
No, I completely agree with you. And Dan, you will not see me giving a definitive prediction until I've seen the transfer window play out. In the last 2 years, I've got a 50% hit rate. I got the year we finished fifth, I got it bang on. And last year I was 10 places wrong by predicting seventh, finishing 17th. So I'll let you know as we get towards the end of the window. Big up to Eugene, my man Eugene. Feel free to come on, Eugene. You always give me a laugh with some of your takes. It's all you're welcome to come on if you want to, my man. Vlahovic won't be better than Solanke. Oh, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Vlahovic is washed. Oh, we're just now going to write all the. I love this. You know when football fans say that players are washed. I always find it funny how they know that. Do you know what I mean? Dusan Vlahovic is 25 years of age. Is he washed, or is he just needing a new challenge and a different club?
Maybe. I think what people are thinking is was it one good year at Fiorentina? Was it one good year he had? Was it one or? Yeah, because I think if it was the one good year, then realistically, there's not much difference in someone like him and Solanke other than £50 million in price tag. Because he hasn't really done a lot at Juventus. He scored okay. I think he's 13 in about 70 odd off it I saw. So it's not the end of the world, but again, you want better, really, didn't you?
I mean, he at Fiorentina in his first season, he got 8 goals in 34. He would have been a kid. It was 6 years ago. His first full season, 40 games, 21 goals, which is 1 every 2.
That's good.
His second season, he got 20 and 24, which is excellent.
Very good.
I say 20 and 24. He wasn't injured, by the way. That January, he moved to Juventus and then got a further 10 in 21. So he got 30 goals that year. 14 in his first full year for Juventus. 18 in his second full year for Juventus. And last year got 17. So I think what we can see, this guy hovers between 17 and 21 goals a season, realistically. I like him better than Solanke, but I listen, I'm not saying we're in for him at all. I'm just saying I prefer him. I'm not the biggest Solanke fan. I think everyone knows that, but we'll see what happens. As Jess says, smash the likes and subscribe. We have just gone over, we haven't 291 likes, but we have had about 15 subscribers tonight. We're now only 12 away from 19,000. If you haven't If you haven't, please do subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And I'm putting the link in the chat right now, and it is pinned. So if you haven't, please do. Eugene, I like this. Vlahovic isn't good enough. I'm going to disagree. I don't know why he's not good enough. And I'll tell you why I'm going to give this reasoning, James, is because I think the way, when I've watched Juventus the last 2 years, the way they play, it is dull as dishwater.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's still got a fair amount of goals. Yeah, it's not been, listen, he's not 30 goal a season, but at the moment, we've just signed a striker who's got 9 Premier League goals, is it? 8, 9 Premier League goals?
Yeah.
In a team that we're attacking. So, I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying we'll get him.
The only thing that I'd stick up for Solanke, and again, I'm not saying he's going to be a hit either, is that, I mean, he was playing centre midfield for Ange. That was a car crash, wasn't it?
True.
That's the only thing I'd say, because he hasn't had exactly a successful season. He's had one successful season out of his whole career. I didn't like him at Chelsea. I didn't like him at Liverpool. I thought he was crap at both, to be honest. But he was playing centre midfield under Ange, so I've said I'll give him this season as well to see how he gets on.
Yeah. Look, I of course, and by the way, I don't think Solanke's going anywhere. When I say I wouldn't be annoyed to see him go, it doesn't mean I think he will go. I don't think he will go. I just think that with Solanke, this is a big year. This is a big year for him. You're right. He is 28 in September, if I'm not wrong, and he has had one good year in his career at the top level. So
a bit controversial, but I think if Richarlison stayed fit, Richarlison would be better than Solanke. I think he'd get a lot more goals.
I agree. I agree.
If he was fit, he would.
Say.
Yeah, well, he actually has got a fairly good goal. Last season? He actually got an okay goal record. I think he scored 10. Was it 10 he scored or something last season?
Should we have a little look? Let's
I'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, so Richarlison. I mean, but I feel like it's it's me splitting which fish would I rather eat when I don't eat any fish at all.
Yeah, of course.
I do
but
eat
when you
fish,
compare the amount of games, I think they're probably fairly similar in goals.
Well, when I did this the other week, I've done this a few times. When I did this the other week, we actually looked, and their goal scoring ratios in their Premier League careers. Solanke's is better than. Richarlison's is better than Solanke's. Now, this isn't saying a lot. Neither of them have got a good strike ratio, but it just goes to show that I feel like we replaced a very poor £55 million signing in Solanke with a very average £57 million Richarlison with a £57 million Solanke. Let me show you. So this is my man Richarlison. Here he is. So Richarlison, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? He's got 20 Premier League goals across 3 seasons. He got 11 in 28 last year, which was just under 1 in every 3. But when we look at the rest of his career, James, this is Richarlison, by the way. When we look at the rest of his career, we're signing these people who have never been prolific. Look, these are the heights. 13 is the best league career he's ever had, and the best overall he's ever had is there. Well,
last season, a lot of that was subs, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I think the problem is, if you look at Richarlison, if we look at Richarlison's 28 and has never had a league season of over 13 goals, right? And Dominic Solanke is 28 in 2 months and has only ever had one season in a top league of over 19 league goals. I just feel that when you put their transfer fees together, you have to ask questions about who was it that said, this is the guy to replace this guy.
Unfortunately, I believe they backed Ange, and Ange wanted him because of his pressing and work rate. Unfortunately, I think Daniel Levy did what we've all asked him to do and backed the manager, and that was the end of that. But Yeah, and how many goals did Solanke get last year, Premier League?
We're going to have a look, aren't we?
Because Richarlison got 11.
Let's have a look at. We'll look at Dominic Solanke's career stats. Where is he? Why is he not coming up on? There we go. There he is. Sorry, bear with me 1 second.
It'd be interesting to see because I thought it was 7 or 9. I think it was. That's from what I remember. Maybe wrong.
So Dominic Solanke, yeah. I mean, like, I just again look at that. Look at his career. Here you go. So Dominic Solanke there. So he got nine in the Premier. So what? 9-8. So 1 in 3 in the Premier League. 16 in 45. I mean, 5 goals in the Europa League. But it's before that. If you look that season where he got 30 goals was in the Championship. When I look before that, it's just all look. It's all. It's. This isn't a guy that the big clubs buy, is it?
No, you know, like yeah. I mean, just comparing him to sort of like a Jermaine Defoe or anybody, you know, like even previously before they were their big club as such, they always scored goals. They don't matter what level it was, they were goal scorers. So they always score goals, which is a lot of my complaints with all these youngsters coming through. They get loaned out to League One, League Two, and still don't score any goals. That's for me. Proof is in the pudding, and the hardest thing is to score goals. The fact that he's never really scored goals other than in 1 or 2 seasons is a concern.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Did Callum Mwani move him out of the team when he came into the team in January? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. But Juventus are certainly buying players, aren't they? We've seen that they're still trying to hijack the Osimhen deal. Imagine they had a front 2 of Osimhen and Mwani. I think there'd be quite a lot of goals going on there. All I know is...
Was it Davis as well? Didn't they sign Davis as well?
Who?
Jonathan David? Didn't he go there?
Who did I say?
You said Kulu Mwani and...
Oh, sorry. I meant they signed Jonathan David and they're trying to get... so hang on. Mwani, if I'm not wrong, is PSG's player, right?
Oh, did he only go there on loan?
Yeah, let me just double check this.
Because if they've got Mwani, David, then obviously, yeah, you'd understand why they're trying to get rid of Vlahovic.
So Callum Mwani is a French footballer who plays forward for Serie A club Juventus on loan from Ligue Paris Saint-Germain. Is he still on loan there, though, for this season? Is he on loan this season? So last year he got 10 in 22 in all competitions on loan, 8 in 16 in the league. But yeah, look, Juventus look like that, you know, Mwani, Vlahovic, Osimhen, like they're trying, you know, David, you know, they're looking at these strikers. And then when we get Solanke and listen, I hope he has a better season. I really do.
I think he will. I genuinely think he will, because I think the system will be different.
Oh my God, where did that come from? No, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Listen, I'm not going to go. Yeah, listen. Richie's touch is poor. So is Dominic Solanke's. And this is the problem. By the way, when I'm talking about one, it doesn't mean I think the other one's great. For me, I think a top club moves them both on and gets players in, but I don't think Spurs are that club.
I think Richie's our best left winger, to be honest. I generally do. I thought when he played left wing, he was the only person to actually beat his man. I'm not sure. I think it was in the Europa League final as well. He was sort of step overs, beating his man, trying to draw players out. I think he's probably our best left winger, to be honest, if that's the sort of style you want.
Yeah, I feel like in the way we played in the final and the semi-finals, when we were a hard-working, bustling team with no interest going forward, I thought he worked brilliantly. I think when you're asking for a little bit more of connecting the dots, hold up play, bringing others in, passing to each other, that's where we see, that's where we see Richarlison fall down. But then again, I mean, that final for me summed up Dominic Solanke. You know, when he went through on goal, and you're thinking any decent striker shuffles that out their
Finishes
feet.
that. Yeah.
He just at no point did he look like that ball was going to fly into the back of the net. So it was truly
other thing
worrying.
with Solanke last season, he was our penalty kick taker. How many did he get? 4 pens?
What, in the league?
Yeah, how many did he have? 3 or 4 pens in the league? I remember him taking quite a few.
I'll tell you what, if anyone in the chat tell us how many penalties did Solanke score last year and how many of them were in the Premier League?
Because if you think, if there's 3 or 4 pens there, you take that away from his 9, he's got 4 or 5 goals from open play in a whole season. There's no way that's even acceptable, to be honest.
Yeah, I listen. As I said, Solanke, he works hard. He sounds like an honest pro. Who's telling me? Someone's telling me they know for sure that we've had a second bid rejected, payment terms not accepted again. I don't know how true that is. I don't know.
That's what I read earlier. Out. Yeah, that's what I read earlier. I read something like that earlier about been rejected because they didn't want installments, and now West Ham were probably going to ask for more money up front because of the way Daniel Levy's been taking the mick with the last 2.
Just quickly before we go back to that, Wayne wants to know how your lad's getting on in his football.
Yeah, good, mate. He got given player of the season. So, yeah, he's doing really well. Really well. Thanks, mate.
Sorry.
You're all right.
Yeah, sorry. Just something funny sent through to me. Yeah, listen, it does. When people are saying it sounds like Levy is levying, it's sad times. Agreed. Listen, I Soul Sniper. Yeah, I'm not sticking up for him, my man. Must have been a different Europa final when Richie was beating players. He put in a good defensive shift, but beating players isn't his game at all. No, it's not his game. Okay, so Soul Sniper Gaming said he got 2 pens in the Premier League, so he scored seven goals from open play in the Premier League. Hey,
yeah, that's not good.
But look, we'll see. Listen, I do think he'll have a better year. I do think Solanke will have a better year. How good that year is, I don't know, but listen, I will see. Look, guys, I am gonna leave it there. Before I do, big up to Jockermain. Very, very generous. Look, these people are being very generous tonight, James, who is just stuck in a super sticker. Didn't say anything. So thank you very much. That is very, very generous indeed. Really, really do appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. Big up to Robbie as well, who's just stuck in a super sticker as well. These people, you lot tonight have blown me away with your generosity, and you have left me only 11 subscribers away from 19,000. I will leave it there. Otherwise, I could just be here all night talking about this. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I might do a show tomorrow morning. If I wake up and something's happened, I'll do a show tomorrow morning. If not, I will be back for a members only show tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then 5 p.m. tomorrow is Savva and Iggy Ask Us Anything. Iggy is filling in for Lubo while he's on holiday. And then PSG versus Real Madrid in the evening. So, James, I want to say thank you very much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate that.
No worries, man.
That's very, very kind of you to jump on. Big up to Connor Ryan, who's the star of the show. He's donated a lot tonight. Very, very generous. As has Daniel Field. Very, 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 very generous. Connor hasn't told me who he is. I'm just not sure who he is. I just feel like I've not seen you. But big up to you. Thank you very much. Look, guys and girls, listen, let's hope, I'll end the show as I always do. Let's hope that tonight something happens. We wake up and we hear that we've bid more money and it's accepted. But at the moment, it doesn't sound like we're going to be getting that news anytime soon. So it leaves me to say thank you very much for everything. Thank you to James. Good night. God bless. Go and kiss your loved ones or give them a cuddle. And as always, come on, you Spurs.